Mike McAdam here from Gen X Guitar. Today we're going to be talking about the tonal secrets of Edward Van Halen with the MXR Phase 90. You don't want to miss this one, so stick around. So there's much discussion about how Edward Van Halen gets his tone and the many things that add up to that sound. What I want to do in this series is break some of them down and look at the impact that it has on the overall guitar sound. So there's so many resources on this, and a lot of people will say, oh, you just get a Super Strat guitar with a Floyd, you get a modded Marshall, and you're all the way there. But what I want to do here is look at some of the other smaller elements of his sound that are often overlooked. So today we're going to look at the MXR Phase 90 pedal, and as you may know, he has his own signature model pedal. Today I'm using a reissue of the 74 Script Custom Shop pedal that came out about 10 years ago from MXR, and I find that particular one gets me a good variety of phase tones, but it also works really well for the Van Halen stuff, so we're going to take a look at it. So I remember when I bought my first Phase 90 in 1995, I'd actually held off on buying one for a long time because my thought was, well, it has one knob. I mean, what can it really do? But the answer turns out to be it can do a lot of different things. And the way Eddie typically used this pedal was most of the time he had it where it was set all the way off, basically. So it just added a slight treble boost. It gave the tone a little more bite. And it did add a little phase, but it wasn't really that noticeable compared to, you know, if you put the pedal at 12 o'clock or 3 o'clock, it's going to have a much more dramatic sound. So if you look at how Ed used it, it typically would sound something like this. Especially in Van Halen 1, you hear this on nearly every solo. It just adds a little saturation. It feels different when you play it as a guitarist. It's a little more compressed, and the notes are kind of glued together a little more. But it's just one of those little things that really adds on to, you know, being able to put that sound together and get those elements to work. And a Phase 90 is a pretty inexpensive pedal, but it really starts taking you into that Eddie Van Halen territory. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to turn it up slightly, and I'm going to put it at about 9 o'clock, and that's going to add a slightly different sound to it, and it sounds like this. So I think at that setting, you start to hear more of the actual phase on the pedal. It still has that compression and slight gain boost that you get from the pedal. A lot of the newer MXR pedals tend to be a little more distorted and a little brighter sounding than this particular one. If you want to check out different variations of the Phase 90, check out our video here. But anyway, that's just a really simple way that Eddie Van Halen used the Phase 90. Again, this is a relatively inexpensive thing that you can add to your rig that can get you closer to getting that type of sound. If you have experience with the Phase 90 and enjoy this pedal, please comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.